Hello everyone, I am Father Casey, the pastor of the Epiphany of Our Lord Church, and I welcome you once again to our YouTube channel, The Fourth Magi. This week in the Gospel, Peter, who is like this student who gets it right, doesn't get it right, he's on, he's off, he's hot, he's cold. Well, this week he says something. He's like one of those students that brown noses in the classroom. You know who they are. They they ask the question and they hope the teacher calls on them so that they can sound really smart. So Peter says to Jesus, Lord, if my brother sins against me, how many times must I forgive him? 7 times? And he's probably all excited because the really generous thing to do would be 3 times. So Peter goes above and beyond. He goes twice plus 1. 7 times. And Jesus says, no, not 7 times. 70 times 7 times. I mean, you do the math. So it's like 490 times. But by the time you get, even close to that, you forgot and you have to start all over again. If you're actually counting the number of times you got to forgive someone. And Peter had to be scratching his head like Laurel and Hardy, like 7 times is not enough time. 70 times, 7 times. Like, wow. I thought I was really doing a good job there. And Jesus just shoots him down. Which happens so often with Peter. But the point that Jesus is making is that Peter thinks he's being very generous. And in the Jewish law, in the Old Testament, 3 times was very generous. 7 times was ridiculous. You were just a fool to be having to forgive someone 7 times. But then Jesus goes way beyond that, 70 times, 7 times. And this is hard, and I've always said this, that Christianity is hard. Jesus' teachings are hard. And so when someone has hurt us, physically, verbally, emotionally, mentally, just to forgive them once takes a great amount of effort. But to forgive them over and over and over again, well, that's really, really hard. And yet, isn't that what we ask God the Father to do all the time when we pray the Our Father? Every time we pray the Our Father, what do we say? Forgive us our trespasses, aka sins, as we forgive those who have sinned or trespassed against us. So we say to God every time we pray the Lord's Prayer, treat us the way we treat other people. Well, some of us are using like half a teaspoon of forgiveness. Some people are using shovels. And so we have to ask ourselves this week, when it comes to forgiveness, are we using teaspoons? Or are we using shovels? Are we using bulldozers? What kind of measurement are we using to forgive others? Because if we're not being generous with our forgiveness, and I know this isn't easy, I'm not saying this, in a blasé fashion, I know this is hard, but the way that we forgive others is the way that we're asking God to forgive us. And I know that I want God to forgive me because I screw up with the same thing many times, over and over and over and over again. And I'm asking God, I did it again. When I said, oops, I did it again. However that song goes. Michael will find it, I'm sure. I did it again. I want God to forgive me every time. And so God is asking us, Jesus is asking us to forgive others in the same fashion. But the hard question is, can we?